250 years. A long road for a nation, and we're still walking it together. 250 candles burning in the dark since a spark in Philadelphia lit a rebel heart. Farmers took a musket, said we'll stand or fall, a fragile little promise written for us all. From frozen lines at Valley Forge to a brand new flag unfurled, a dream began to whisper to a watching world. 250 years of freedom in the wind, through the fire and the doubt we rise again. Every scar tells a story of the price we paid for the right to stand proud and unafraid. Through the storms, through the tears, through the fight to stay strong, we kept the light burning all along, and the world still sees that shining frontier. 250 years. There were days when the country nearly tore apart, brother against brother with a shattered heart. Fields turned into battlefields, hope hanging by a thread, praying that the Union wasn't already dead. But the better angels whispered through the pain, and we stitched a broken promise back again. 250 years of freedom in the wind, through the fire and the doubt we rise again. Every scar tells a story of the price we paid for the right to stand proud and unafraid. Through the storms, through the tears, through the fight to stay strong, we kept the light burning all along, and the world still sees that shining frontier. 250 years. From the beaches of Normandy to a rocket in the sky, from a march across a bridge to one small step nearby, every generation writes another line in the story of a dream that still survives. 250 years and the flag still flies, carried by the brave who gave their lives for the hope that every soul can stand up free in the land of possibility. Through the storms, through the tears, through the fight to stay strong, we kept the light burning all along, and the world still sees that shining frontier. 250 years of freedom here. 250 years. And the story's still being written.
And thank you for tuning in to Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs Baseball and P. Pagliaro bringing you the action here tonight. Perfect game, collegiate baseball league action between the Glens Falls Dragons and the Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs. First, let's go through the lineups for the Glens Falls Dragons. This center fielder batting first is number 3, Giorgio Panapento. The DH is number 7, Jack Ploppert. Third baseman is number 20, Tay Robinson. The shortstop is number 16, Tyler McKillop. The catcher is number 30, Derek Diaz. The shortstop, number 16, is Tyler McKillop. First baseman is number 27, Jack Rigabar. The extra hitter, number 28, is Rene Vega. Left fielder, number 4, is Will Rudolph. The second baseman is number 2, Brady Fandel. And the right fielder, number 43, is Alex Landau. On the mound tonight for the Dragons is Billy Bartell. For the Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs is Jake Hardy batting first and playing center field. Kyle Coleman, number 25, is in left field. Jake Dolan is in right. Brody Frecker, number 19, is the DH. Wesley Alfonso, number 38, is the first baseman. Roberto Valdez is at second. Aiden Streeter at third. Ryan Payne's at shortstop. And Jaden Santiago is catching behind the plate tonight for the Dogs. And on the mound is Colin Croner. So Colin Croner taking the last few warm-up tosses here. And you'll be getting started momentarily. So Croner taking his last few warm-up tosses here tonight for the Dogs. And once he's done, the Glens Falls Dragons will come to the plate with Apana Pinto, Ploppert, and Robinson all due up here in the top of the first inning. Dogs half game behind that final playoff spot with Oneonta. We'll let you know throughout the night how Oneonta is doing in their game. So Giorgio Padapinto is going to lead things off here for Glens Falls. Here from Veterans Memorial Park in Little Falls, it is perfect game collegiate league baseball. The Glens Falls Dragons, the Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs, and Colin Croner is set to deliver the first pitch. And there it is, and we are on our way with a strike. And Padapinto, the center fielder, is the right-handed batter for Glens Falls. Glens Falls, black tops, gray bottoms, and red stripes on those black tops. That one misses. And the count 1-1 to Padapinto. Another beautiful evening here for baseball. Last one for the Dogs at home. And then just one more left in Saugerties. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. That one has popped up into a right field. And the right fielder is going to make the grab for the Dogs. And that is Jake Dolan out in right for out number 1. So Jack Ploppert now will come to the plate for Glens Falls. Ploppert, number 7. He is the DH tonight. He's a right-handed batter to face the righty here in Croner. Croner looks in, and he will wind and deliver. And that one is fouled off in the count 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Jack Ploppert. On deck, Tay Robinson. A little bit of a wind here, a little breeze coming through. Right now the flag is blowing in, and that one misses. For ball 1 in the count now, 1-1. So fan appreciation night here tonight at the ballpark. If you're in the area, you should come on down. See what kind of goodies are going on, and see if you can get yourself some Dogs gear at some good prices as they are on clearance here tonight. 1-2 the count. It's also Thirsty Thursday on this Friday night. So good deals and specials all around. 1-2. And that ball hit on the ground. That's going to cause trouble for the third baseman. Can't get it. And safe at first base as the ball was hit right off the home plate And it took a big hop. It was a difficult play for the third baseman to make. So Tay Robinson now the third baseman will come to the plate. Another right-handed bat here for the Dragons. The Dragons came out to their favorite music here today. Puff the Magic Dragon. Beautiful rendition. Well done by our music guy going into the vault and finding a beautiful piece for them to come out with. 1 ball and no strikes to Robinson. Runner on first, taking a short lead, being held back, and ball is thrown high back to first base. First baseman reaches high for it to make the grab. That was Alfonso. Here is the 1-0 pitch, and that one misses for ball 2 in the count, 2-0. So for the Dogs, 2 games left, including tonight. And for Oneonta, they have 3. And they also have a half-game lead on that 4th spot. 3 balls and no strikes. We'll see what the weekend brings. Haven't had a chance to look at the weather forecast, so we'll see how that looks for the weekend. But basically, the Dogs need to win the games. That's what it comes down to, because you know Oneonta will be trying to do the same. There's ball 4 to Robinson, so he'll take his base. And Tyler McKillop now will come to the plate. So Tyler McKillop, the shortstop. Another righty for Glens Falls. Kroner looks at the runner at second base. He's bouncing around back there. And there's a called strike to count 0-1 to McKillop. Derek Diaz is on deck with just 1 out here for Glens Falls in the top of the first. No score. Colin Kroner, the pitcher for the Dogs. Curveball misses inside. And the count 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike to McKillop. McKillop is the shortstop for Glens Falls. Here's the 1-1. And big swing and a miss for strike 2 in the count now 1-2. Eric Diaz, the catcher, is on deck for the Dragons. 1-2 here at the count. Kroner again looks at the runner at second. Here's the pitch. And curveball moving away. He swings for it and strikes out. Nice pitch there by Kroner to get McKillop.
Catcher number 30 from Wilmington College, Derek Diaz.
So Derek Diaz now the batter for Glens Falls. He's the catcher for the Dragons. Owen, well, no count, as he hasn't had the pitch yet. That ball's hit sharply into right field. Right fielder's there to make the grab. And that does it for the inning. No score as we head to the bottom of the first here in Little Falls.
We know pools. Garrity Pools and Spa are the experts in building and creating backyard memories for thousands of families. Garrity takes pride in offering only the highest quality in-ground Pacific pool and radiant above-ground pools that are built for upstate New York weather. Garrity offers only the best with BioGuard chemicals to keep your pool sparkling clean. Visit the professionals at Garrity Pools and Spa, 234 South Caroline Street, Herkimer, or GarrityPools.com.
Wake up and smell the sizzle at your local Burger King. Burger King is open for breakfast 7 days a week. Your mornings deserve the royal treatment. So dive in to try our delicious breakfast sandwiches, savor our savory hash browns, and wash it all down with a hot or iced coffee. Whether it's Monday or Sunday, we've got your breakfast cravings covered. Swing by BK today to have it your way. You rule at participating U.S. restaurants during breakfast hours.
And we are back for the bottom of the first, and here come the Dogs. It'll first be Jake Hardy coming to the plate. He'll be followed by Kyle Coleman and Jake Dolan, all due up here in this inning. Billy Bartell is the pitcher for Glens Falls, and he is ready to go. Got his glove up, and he's going to wind and deliver here to Hardy. Hardy hits a shot past the third baseman, and that'll be good for a base hit to start things off here in the bottom of the first from Jake Hardy.
For your Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs, left fielder number 25 from Belmont University, Kyle Coleman.
So Kyle Coleman now the batter for the Dogs. Coleman at the plate with nobody out, and a runner on first base here in the bottom of the first. So Coleman ready to face Bartell. Here's the pitch. Down the middle, called strike one. So Billy Bartell, the pitcher here for Glens Falls. Kyle Coleman at the plate. At first base is Jake Hardy, and Jake Dolan is on deck. 0-1 pitch. And there's strike two in the count, 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes here to Coleman. So Billy Bartell will wind and deliver on the 0-2, puts it in the dirt, and the count now 1-2. So ball and 2 strikes to Coleman. He is tonight's left fielder wearing number 25. At first base for the Dogs is Jake Hardy, reached on a single. Nobody out, no score here, bottom of 1 here at Vets Memorial Park in Little Falls. And all kinds of playoff implications ongoing here for the Dogs. So a ball and 2 strikes to Coleman. So Coleman's ready back in the batter's box, ready to face Billy Bartell. Bartell looks in, picks up his sign, runners on first, taking a short lead. Here's the pitch. And that ball is hit past the shortstop and into left field for a base hit for Kyle Coleman. And so far for the Dogs, 2 for 2 in the lineup with Hardy and Coleman.
From Seton Hall, Jake Dolan.
So here's Jake Dolan. Dolan, the right fielder here tonight. And Dolan will come to the plate. Again, nobody out. Runners on first and second for the Dogs. Billy Bartell, the pitcher, on the mound for Glens Falls. Here's Bartell with the windup and the pitch. Right down the center of the plate, called strike one. Oh and 1 now to Dolan. Howling Dolan. Brody Frecker is on deck. That ball's hit too short, over to second, back to first, and they get the double play. So Dolan hits into the double play. And just like that, 2 outs now, and just a runner on third now.
From George Washington University, Brody Frecker.
So here's Brody Frecker. Frecker is tonight's DH, number 19. He's got a runner on third base, swinging a miss for Frecker. The count 0-1. So no balls and a strike to Brody Frecker with 2 outs. And there is strike 2. So quickly ahead in the count now. 0-2 is Bartell on Frecker. No balls and 2 strikes to wind up now. And the pitch coming from Billy Bartell. And called strike 3. And that will do it for the inning as Frecker strikes out. No score after 1.
At GPO, we understand every member's journey is unique. That's why our employees take the time to listen, understand, and deliver personalized solutions that fit your life. From budgeting to borrowing, we're with you every step of the way. Your journey, our commitment. GPO Federal Credit Union, committed to excellence.
At Hummel's Office Plus, our customers remain our #1 priority. Hi, Central New York. This is Justin Hummel, CEO of Hummel's Office Plus. If you are in need of a reliable, competitive, and consistent business product supplier, give Hummel's a try. We offer customized pricing, free next-day delivery, and personalized service. With our wide assortment of office supplies, janitorial supplies, furniture, and everything else you need for your workplace, Hummel's is your go-to for all your business products.
And we are back for the start of the top of the second. We are scoreless here in Little Falls.
Glens Falls Dragons, first baseman number 27 from the Culinary Academy, Jack Rigabar.
So here is Jack Rigabar. Rigabar, left-handed batter, and score alert. Oneonta winning 2-0 in their ball game. First pitch to Rigabar is a strike. He's a left-handed batter facing the righty here in Kroner. 0-1 the count. Here's the windup and the pitch. And that ball gets away in the count 1-1. So a ball and a strike to Rigabar. Renee Vega and Will Rudolph all due up here in the second inning for Glens Falls. Kroner winds and delivers, and he does so high for ball 2 in the count now 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Again, Oneonta winning 2-0 in their ball game tonight. Here's the pitch. And it was fouled off on the third base line, and the count now even at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Rigabar, the first baseman. Rigabar, number 27 for Glens Falls. And he will back in the box as Kroner looks in and picks up a sign from his catcher. He's going to deliver on the 2-2. And hit on the ground to third base, scooped up, and throws across for out number 1.
Now batting for the Dragons, extra hitter number 28 from Post University, Renee Vega.
So here's Renee Vega. Vega is the extra hitter, number 28, another left-handed batter for the Dragons here. So Vega steps into the batter's box to face Kroner here with 1 out. Here's the windup and the pitch. And they're going to check to see if he went. And they say, I don't know. And he did go, so the count 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike here to Vega. There's a strike outside corner, and the count quickly 0-2 now. So no balls and 2 strikes to Vega. Again, Vega is the extra hitter in the lineup here. And that one's fouled off on the third base line. The count now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Will Rudolph awaits on deck for the Dragons. And that one high and outside for ball 1. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's Vega waiting for the pitch from Kroner. And down low and outside for ball 2. And the count now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes on a beautiful evening tonight from Little Falls, New York. Listening to Perfect Game Collegiate League Baseball. Here's the pitch. And that is outside for ball 3. The count now full to Renee Vega. Again, Will Rudolph on deck after Vega. Here's the pitch. And that is also fouled down the third base line. And so we'll do it all again with a 3-2 count. So 3-2. Vega slowly making his way back into the batter's box, adjusting his gear before he finally settles in. 3-2 when he does. Kroner looks in. He's going to wind out and deliver on the 3-2 pitch. And a little grounder to second base. And that is good for out number 2. So here is Will Rudolph.
Now batting for the Dragons, left fielder number 4 from Sacred Heart University, Will Rudolph.
So Will Rudolph. We call him Rudolph the Red-Nosed Dragon. And Oneonta now up 3-0 in their ball game. Again, Dogs a half game behind the 4 spot. 2 games left for them, including tonight. 3 for Oneonta. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch. And ball hit sharply to the shortstop, unable to make the grab. That was deep in the hole. And that's a hit for Rudolph, as Brady Fandel will come to the plate.
Second baseman number 2 from Fairleigh Dickinson University at Teaneck, Brady Fandel.
So Brady Fandel now the batter for the Dragons. He is the second baseman for Glens Falls. Here's the pitch. And there's a call, strike 1. So 1 ball, no strikes to, no balls, 1 strike to Fandel. He's the second baseman for Glens Falls. And here's the pitch. Ball hit right at the shortstop, and he can't make the grab. So that, I imagine, is going to be an E6. And waiting for the final. And that's a hit, I'm told.
Now batting for the Dragons,
So
right
Fandel
fielder
with a hit.
43 from
Alex
Sacred
Landau now the batter.
Alex Landau.
So here's Landau. Landau, the right fielder. And at the bottom of the order here for Glens Falls. So with 2 outs, runners on first and second here for the Dragons. There's the pitch. There's a strike right down the center of the plate, and the count 0-1. So no balls and a strike to Landau. Colin Kroner, the pitcher for the Dogs. There's the windup and the 0-1. Down low for ball 1, and the count 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Landau. Let me go back to the top of the order with Giorgio Panapento. So 1-1 count. Here's Kroner with the windup and the pitch. And that ball is hit into center field, left center field. And that's good for a base hit. It's going to score 1 run. And Glens Falls goes up 1-0 here in the top of the second. So Alex Landau with the single scores a run. And the Dogs down 1 now.
Now batting for the Dragons, center fielder number 3 from Iona College, Giorgio Panapento.
So Giorgio Panapento, who popped out in his first at bat here tonight, is at the plate with the runners on first and third. There's the windup and the pitch coming from Kroner. And that's up left high for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to Panapento. He's the number 1 hitter in the lineup. Top of the order. 1-0. Here's the count. Here's the windup and the pitch from Kroner. And that one misses for ball 2, and the count now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to Panapento. Two-0 pitch on its way. And that has popped up into foul territory. So runners on first and third here for Glens Falls. They've taken an early 1-0 advantage here. Dogs need this game to stay pace, as right now Oneonta winning 4-0. Two balls and a strike, and ball hit on the ground to short. He scoops it up, goes to second for the force, and that will do it for the inning. 1-0, Glens Falls.
At Hummel's Office Plus, our customers remain our #1 priority. Hi, Central New York. This is Justin Hummel, CEO of Hummel's Office Plus. If you are in need of a reliable, competitive, and consistent business product supplier, give Hummel's a try. We offer customized pricing, free next-day delivery, and personalized service. With our wide assortment of office supplies, janitorial supplies, furniture, and everything else you need for your workplace, Hummel's is your go-to for all your business products.
Spring into action and get started on your home projects with Little Falls Lumber. Get your free estimate today for that project, big or small. Little Falls Lumber. They're always happy to help.
Stop by one of our 3 convenient locations and speak to one of our knowledgeable salesmen about your next project.
Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs, first baseman number 38 from American International University, Wesley Alfonso.
And we're back. Wesley Alfonso to lead things off here in the bottom of the second for the Dogs. They are down 1-0. So Alfonso, the first baseman at the plate. He's a right-handed bat here for the Dogs. Here's the windup and the pitch to Alfonso, and that one's popped foul. And the count 0-1. So as you may have heard, Oneonta winning in their ball game 4-0. And they play Boonville twice, and then they play Amsterdam in the middle. There's the windup and the pitch. That one misses for ball one. The count now 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike here to Wesley Alfonso. It'll be Alfonso Valdez and Streeter all due up here in the bottom of the second. Here's the pitch. Right back at the pitcher, and shortstop scoops it and throws over for the out. Alfonso out with the ground ball, and here's Roberto Valdez.
Now batting for your Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs, second baseman number 6 from St. John's University, Roberto Valdez Jr.
So Roberto Valdez Jr. now the batter for the Dogs. Right-handed bat is Valdez Jr. He is tonight's second baseman as Billy Bartel looks in. A righty is Bartel. He's going to wind and deliver and puts it down the middle for strike 1 to Valdez Jr. No balls and a strike as Bartel sets again, winds and delivers. Allen in the dirt for ball uno. So 1-1 count. Fans, thank you for tuning in. If you're listening out there in Facebook land or wherever you may be listening, if you're in the listening area, you should come on down if you got time to the game. A lot of good deals going on. That one outside. And they count 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Last game for the Dogs at home. They play tomorrow in Socrates. And then they wait to see if they get in. 2-1. That one's fouled off. And the count now even at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Roberto Valdez Jr., the second baseman at the plate for the Dogs here in the bottom of the second. Billy Bartell, the pitcher for Glens Falls, on the mound. And he's going to wind and deliver on the 2-2. And that ball hit hard into right center field. And it's going to get past the right fielder. And Valdez is going to head all the way to third. And so a stand-up triple for Valdez.
Now batting Raider Dogs, third baseman, number 29, from American International University, Aiden Streeter.
So Aiden Streeter now the batter for the Dogs. Dogs with one out. Runner on third here. That's the tying run. Go ahead run at the plate in Streeter. There's Bartello with the pitch. And that is hit past the shortstop. And that will score a run, and this ball game is tied. After Streeter finds a way to sneak that ball through between the shortstop and the third baseman.
27 from Fairfield University, Ryan Payne.
So Ryan Payne, now the batters, the Dogs bounce right back here with a run of their own to match Glens Falls in the bottom half of the second. Ryan Payne at the plate with a runner on first and one out. Payne the shortstop. That one misses the Payne, a ball one. One ball, no strikes with the one out. It's hard to believe that I'm saying today is the last home game for the Dogs. Seemed like we just started this season. It really went by fast this summer. Sometimes the summers go by quick. Other times they take a little longer. But this summer seemed to really go by pretty fast. One ball and one strike here to Payne. 1-1 pitch. Here it is. And that is a little chopper fouled on the third baseline. And the count 1-2. So after Payne, we go back to the top of the order with Jake Hardy. What happened to... Never mind. Actually, Jaden Santiago up after Payne. My apologies. I missed one. 1-2 now to Payne. And that one's fouled off, and the count remains 1-2. Before we get to the top, we got to go through one more with Jaden Santiago. He is the catcher for the Dogs. So Ryan Payne with a 1-2 count here. Billy Bartell looks on and delivers the pitch. And that one misses. Ball two. So 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Payne. Streeter is at first base for the Dogs. 1-1 is the score. Bartell ready to go. Here's the pitch. And as they swing and a miss, and down goes Payne for out number 2.
Now batting for your Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs, catcher number 7 from Columbia University, Jaden Santiago.
So here's Jaden Santiago. As Santiago, a right-handed batter for the Dogs. And he at the plate with 2 outs and a runner on. That ball hit right at the shortstop. He scoops it up, throws across, and that will do it for the inning. So the Dogs score a run, tie this thing up as we head to the top of the third, 1-1.
At NBT Bank, we know that this day starts with this one. This day starts with this one. Because no matter how unforgettable the extraordinary days are, there's a lot of every day that leads up to them. You can count on NBT Bank to help you get started. NBT Bank, it starts here.
Hey fans, tell the world you are here at Veterans Memorial Park watching your Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs. Share your experiences, connect with other fans, and gain behind-the-scenes access to your favorite team. For more information, visit mvdiamonddogs.com or like us on Facebook or follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Hitter number 7 from Akron College, Jack Ploppert.
So Jack Ploppert is going to lead things off here for Glens Falls here in the top of the third. 1-1 the score. Ploppert singled in his first at bat here tonight. And Kroner delivers the pitch. And it is a ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes here to Ploppert. It'll be Jack Ploppert, Tay Robinson, and Tyler McKillop. 1-0 pitch. Here it is. And that one's hit to right field, and it is foul. And they count now 1-1. So big news out of the NBA, if you haven't heard, if you've been under a rock all day. LeBron made his decision. He is going to Philly. So Philly, what do you think? The Philly gonna win a championship finally? That ball hit hard to the third baseman. He scoops it across, throws it across high, and he got him. So Ploppert thrown out at first base. And here's Tyler McKillop.
Excuse me, third baseman number 20 from Towson College, Tay Robinson.
So Tay Robinson, oh, not Tyler McKillop. I was listening to the guy to my left over there. And went one guy down. It happens, and there's a strike to count 0-1. Also, condolences got to go out to the Clinton hockey community as one of their own has passed away. Gavin Mosier, who's been fighting leukemia, passed away, unfortunately. So sad for the family, and sticks out for the family as they go through that tragedy. No balls and 2 strikes. I'm sorry, 1 ball, 2 strikes. To Robinson here, who walked on his first at bat. 1-2, 1 out. Here's the windup and the pitch. It's left high, and the count 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Nobody on here in the top of the third. 1-1 score. And that one misses for ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Hall of Fame induction weekend is here upon us. A lot of fans down in Cooperstown this weekend. And there's a called strike 3. And Robinson wondering how that was a strike. And he will head back to the dugout. Unhappy camper. There's Tyler McKillop now. McKillop struck out in his first at bat. 2 outs. There's the windup and the pitch. Shows bunt, pulls it back. And they count 1-0. Kind of a strange time to bunt with 2 outs and nobody on. But just a ploy probably. Keep people off 1-0 pitch. Called strike. Count 1-1. A ball and a strike here to McKillop. Derek Diaz is on deck with 2 outs here. 1-1 the score. Here's the windup and the pitch by Kroner. His curveball misses down low, and the count 2-1. 2 balls and a strike with 2 outs here to McKillop. And here's Kroner with the windup and the pitch. And it's popped into right field. Right fielder takes a few steps back, makes the grab to end the inning. And the score remains 1-1. At bottom second, coming up. Third, coming up, sorry.
Little Falls, New York combines the charms of a small town with the conveniences of a much larger city. Of course, you'd expect to find welcoming people, beautiful scenery, family-friendly activities, and plenty to do outdoors. But you might be surprised to find that Little Falls, New York also has an espresso bar, gem shop, art center, French restaurant, antique centers, local hospital, and extensive civic services and amenities. Not to mention homes both beautiful and affordable, nestled in a dramatic natural setting amongst steep hills that descend to the Mohawk River and Erie Canal. Little Falls, New York. It's a great place to spend a few days or a lifetime.
And we're back for the bottom of the third.
From Fairfield University, Jake Hardy.
And here is Jake Hardy lead things off. Update alert. 5-0, bottom of the second. Oneonta ahead of Boonville. So here in Mohawk Valley is 1-1 with Jake Hardy at the plate here in the bottom of the third. That pitch misses down low to Hardy to count a 1-0. So we had a little breeze earlier, nothing now. That flag is stationary out in center field. And ball hit over the head of the second baseman into right field for Hardy. And a base hit for Hardy, his second of the game.
Now batting for your Dogs, left fielder number 25 from Belmont University, Kyle Coleman.
So Kyle Coleman now your batter for the Dogs. He also singled in his first at bat here this evening. And he's going to step into the batter's box here in the bottom of the third with nobody out and a runner on first. Bartel delivers, and that one is popped into right field going foul and out of play for strike one. No balls and a strike to Kyle Coleman, the left fielder for the Dogs. Jake Dolan is on deck. Billy Bartel, the pitcher, looks over at the runner at first. That is Jake Hardy. Here's the pitch. Runner takes off, no throw, and a stolen base for Hardy. So Hardy now at second in scoring position. An 0-2 count here as that pitch was a strike to Coleman. So no balls and 2 strikes, and the train That's the early train, folks. That's not the 9 o'clock train. That's the one that comes through a little earlier if you're looking to get back home in time. Sometimes you got to get on the early train and get back home. I get it. Here's the pitch, and that is popped up and heading foul. And the count 0-2. Oh, there's a foul ball for some fans as the scramble begins. 3, 4, 5 kids going after it. Someone's going to have a present. Here's a 6-catch foul a little late. You never know. Times you get there late, everybody's looking for the ball and is right there for you like golden egg. 0-2. There's Bartell now with the windup and the 0-2 pitch. And that again is popped up into foul territory and out of play again. So we'll do it again, 0-2.
That's all balls yours to keep. Proudly sponsored by our friends at Empower Federal Credit Union. Whoever caught it on the bounce there.
No balls and 2 strikes. So Lucky Fan caught that ball. Nice little play by our fan out there. 0-2. Yeah, good plays on and off the field here in Little Falls. No balls and 2 strikes. And I'm going to give a shout out to somebody who's looking for good coffee. Head out down to Phoenix, new coffee shop in town, and they are good. That ball hit to right field, and the right fielder makes the grab for the out. So Coleman pops out. So Jake Dolan now the batter. Dolan grounded out in his first attempt. A 1 out here for Dolan as he comes to the plate. With a runner on second. There's the pitch, and that one misses. Ball 1. 5-1 now the score between Boonville and Oneonta. Oneonta still on top, but Boonville gets on the board. Boonville trying to be the spoilers in town. 1-0 the count. Same thing for Glens Falls. They're trying to ruin it here for the Dogs. And timeout was called. The pitch was thrown, but already timeout was granted. So the count will remain 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes here to Dolan. Again, runner on the second base for the Dogs with a 1 out. Bottom 3, 1-1. Outside, ball 2. Two balls and no strikes, 1 out here to Dolan.
Yes.
Here's a 2-0 pitch. And that one misses for ball 3. And now 5-2 the score as Boonville mounting the comeback. 3 balls and no strikes now to Dolan. Here's the pitch. And there's ball 4. And Dolan will take his base.
Now in for your Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs. Designated hitter number 19 from George Washington University, Brody Frecker.
So Brody Frecker now the batter for the Dogs here. Frecker struck out looking in this first at bat. And he pops that one out to center field. Center field stays right there, makes the grab for out number 2. So Frecker pops it out to the center field. He didn't have to move. That ball was hit right to him.
First baseman, number 38 from American International University, Wesley Alfonso.
There's Wesley Alfonso who grounded out in his first at bat here tonight. He will come to the plate for the Dogs with 2 outs on the scoreboard and a runner stranded on second base. So with 2 outs, here's the pitch from Billy Bartell. Swing and a miss. Strike 1 as Bartell took a little bit off of that one. 0-1. Bartell looks in. He will kick, wind, and deliver on the 0-1 with runners on first and second. In the dirt, and doesn't get far enough away from the catcher for anything to happen. The catcher behind the plate is Derek Diaz. 1-1 the count. So Wesley Alfonso grounded out in his first attempt. Facing a 1-1 count here with 2 outs. Ball hit past the third baseman as he dives to go get it. Here comes a run. And here comes another one as a stand-up double for Alfonso. Scores 2. And the Dogs go up ahead 3-1.
Second baseman, number 6 from St. John's University, Roberto Valdez Jr.
So here's Roberto Valdez Jr. He is the third baseman. I'm sorry, he is the second baseman. He had a triple in his last at bat. So with 2 outs, here is Valdez Jr. at the plate. Runner on second base. 3-1 lead for the Dogs here in the bottom of the third. Here's the pitch. And that ball hit over the head of the shortstop into left field. And that's going to score a run. So 4-1 now. Dogs ahead after the single from Roberto Valdez Jr.
Third baseman, number 29 from American International University, Aiden Streeter.
There's Aiden Streeter, who also singled tonight. So Streeter at the plate with 2 outs. This time he's got a runner on first base with 2 outs and a 4-1 lead here in the bottom of the third. Inside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Inside again, and the count now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes here to Aiden Streeter. He's got a runner on first for the Dogs. Dogs have scored 3 in this inning, looking for a couple more. And here's the pitch to Streeter. Swing and a miss. First strike 1. Two and 1 the count here to Streeter. Ryan Payne is on deck for the Dogs. Dogs have 2 outs, bottom 3, and a 4-1 lead. And there's a strike in the count now, 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls and 2 strikes. Here's the windup and the pitch now from Bartel. Outside ball 3, full count. Three balls and 2 strikes. And there's ball 4. And he will take his base, Will Streeter. So that brings up Ryan Payne.
Shortstop, number 27 from Fairfield University, Ryan Payne.
So Ryan Payne and now the batter for the Dogs. And trip out to the mound by the catcher. So here's Ryan Payne now ready to go. As Billy Bartel is just about set here, ready to deliver the pitch to Payne. Runners on first and second here for the Dogs. Here's the pitch. And that's a shot into left field. And that is going to score another run. And play at the plate is no good. And he throws that one away, and they're on and out and second and third. So 5-1 the score. A single for Payne. And Jaden Santiago now the batter. Billy Bartell not happy.
Catcher number 7 from Columbia University, Jaden Santiago.
There's Jaden Santiago. 5-1 to score now. Billy Bartell is frustrated. So with 2 outs, here is Santiago, who grounded out in this first at bat. There's a strike to Santiago, 0-1. Dogs have runners on second and third here with 2 outs. A 5-1 lead. And pitch to Santiago misses, ball 1 in the count, 1-1. A ball and a strike. Bartell is ready, and he will wind and deliver. And that ball is hit to center field. Center fielder makes the grab to end the inning, but now before the Dogs put up some runs, they put up 4 and lead 5-1.
Some people might think that the tire shop in Canajoharie only does tires. Nah, that's only their name. The tire shop does so much more. Oil changes, custom wheels, interstate batteries, computer wheel balancing, tire repair service and recapping, auto accessories, tire chains, ag bags, bale and net wrap, and much more. And when it comes to tires, the tire shop in Canajoharie also does so much more. Lawn and garden tires, off the road, backhoe, loader tires, log skidder, agricultural, ATV and UTV tires, and on the farm tire services. The tire shop is a multi-line new tire dealer. That means they're quite a choice for top brand name tires for your car, truck, SUV, semi-tractor, and trailer, all at great prices. They're also a Goodyear national accounts and state contract pricing location. Financing available too. Find more information and a list of services at thetireshop.biz. Thetireshop.biz. Open Monday through Saturday, 8 to 6. Yes, Saturday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. The Tire Shop, 155 Erie Boulevard in Canajoharie.
And now batting for Glens Falls in the top of the 4th.
And we are back. Matt Keurig, the new pitcher from Fairfield, on the mound for the Dogs. And Derek Diaz will lead things off, followed by Jack Rigabar and Rene Vega. So Matt Keurig is the pitcher, right-handed pitcher. 5-2, Oneonta ahead. Here it is 5-1 Dogs. Top of the 4th. Here is Keurig now with the windup and the pitch to Diaz. Inside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to Diaz here. Diaz has popped out already once tonight. 1-0 the count. Here's the windup and the pitch from Keurig. That one misses down low and inside, ball 2. So 2 balls and no strikes. Two-0 pitch. And that is fouled off. So 2-1 now the count. To Derek Diaz. Here's the 2-1 pitch. And that one's hit to the shortstop. Long play. Tough play, and that's a single for Diaz.
Now batting for the Dragons, first baseman number 27 from the Culinary Academy, Jack Rigabar.
So here's Jack Rigabar. Rigabar grounded out in his first attempt here tonight. Here's the pitch. Strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. Nobody out. Runner on first for the Dragons. Dogs lead 5-1. Top 4. Outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. One pitch from Keurig now. And that ball hit to the third baseman. He moves around, makes the grab, and they get the force out at second. Tough play there by third baseman. The sun might have gotten his eyes, but he still stuck his glove up, made the catch, and got the force at second base. So Rigabar reaches on the fielder's choice, and Rene Vega now the batter. So Vega grounded out in his first attempt here tonight. He bats from the left side. With the 1 out, runner on first here for Glens Falls. Top 4 outside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and it's fouled off. And the count 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Vega. Rene Vega, the batter here for Glens Falls. 1-1, the count. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Keurig. And that misses for ball 2. The count now 2-1. So 2 balls and a strike to Vega. Will Rudolph is on deck. Just 1 out here for Glens Falls. Top 4 runner on first base. Down 5-1 is Glens Falls. And back at first base goes Keurig. Runner gets back. And with that, Vega will step out of the box. Two 2-1 count here coming from Keurig. And there's a call strike to count now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. There's the 2-2, and timeout is called.
Okay, just a Coors Light.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Just a Gatorade. 2-2 with 1 out. And that one misses for ball three, I'm sorry. Count 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes here to Vega. Runner on first, taking a short lead. 3-2 pitch. And swing and miss. And here's the throw to second. And safe at second, so they get the batter out. And at second base, a stolen base.
Now batting for the Dragons, left fielder number 4 from Sacred Heart, Will Rudolph.
So Will Rudolph now the batter, who singled in his first at bat. He's going to come to the plate with a runner on second and 2 outs. And with that, a trip out to the mound for Santiago. So Santiago back behind the home plate. And Rudolph at the plate with 2 outs. Runner on second base. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 1. No ball, 1 strike. 0-1 here with 2 outs. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss for strike 2, and the count quickly 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes here to Rudolph, I'm sorry. Rudolph is the left fielder for Glens Falls. 0-2 count. Here's the windup and the pitch with a runner on second base. And held back on that one, 1-2. A ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs. One-two pitch now on its way. And calls strike 3, and that will do it for the inning. Bottom 4th coming up, 5-1 Dogs ahead.
If you're looking for some shopping and dining, head on over to Canal Place, where you will find quaint shops, galleries, restaurants, and inns situated in the old mill buildings and storefronts along the waterfront of Canal Place. They've become known as the happening place for the arts in the Mohawk Valley. Not so long ago, many of these buildings were working mills serving the garment industry. Even today, after conversion to service retail space, many of these rugged but lovely structures speak to our great regional manufacturing heritage. If you're looking for fine arts, entertainment, or antiques, you simply must pay a visit to Canal Place.
And we are back. 5-1 is the score, and who's batting? Hardy?
Hardy.
And Jake Hardy is the batter with 2 singles tonight, and that is ball 1 to Hardy. So we got our dinner order here tonight. Some of us not eating tonight. We're on a diet. 1-0, having the Gatorade diet, where we just drink our Gatorade and eat later. 2-0 the count. Here's the windup and the pitch. That's high for ball 3. 3-0 now on the count. Josh is on the hot dog diet. 3-0. And there's ball 4. A walk to Jake Hardy. And Kyle Coleman now will come to the plate.
Dogs. Left fielder number 25 from Belmont University, Kyle Coleman.
So Kyle Coleman now the batter here for the Dogs. Nobody out. Runner on first. 5-1 lead for Mohawk Valley. Bottom 4. And I'm not going to say this is a must-win game for the Dogs, but it's a must-win game for the Dogs. Technically, they don't have to win the game to get in, but they want to kind of be more advantageous. They should win this game. Put more pressure on Boonville.
Right fielder,
That was a pop-out.
from Seton Hall, Jake Dolan.
So Jake Dolan now the batter for Mohawk Valley. So with a 1 out, runner on first. And that one is popped up into the infield, and second baseman's underneath it. High, sky-high ball, and makes the catch for out number 2.
Now batting for your Dogs, designated hitter number 19 from George Washington University, Brody Flecker.
So here's Brody Frecker with 2 outs. For Frecker, he has struck out looking and popped out here tonight. Back to first base goes Bartel. Here's Bartel at the pitch. And here's the throws. The runner takes off and safe at second base. So a stolen base for Jake Hardy. And with 2 outs, the late train's here. Train activity has picked up here in Little Falls over the last couple of days. They added another run due to the tourism here. A lot of activity coming in and out at Little Falls, so they had to add another train run. 5-3 now the score. Boonville plugging away, trying to get back in there. 1 run at a time, 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2 in the count now, 1-2 to Brody Frecker. So a ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Runner on second base. Here's the 1-2. And that one misses. And the count 2-2. So deuces are wild here in the bottom of the 4th. 5-1 the score. Dogs ahead. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on second base. Here comes the pitch from Bartel. Here's the windup. And down low for ball 3. So full count here to Brody Frecker. Wesley Alfonso is on deck for the Dogs. 3-2 the count. And the pitch called, strike 3, and that will end the inning. And the score remains 5-1 Dogs after 4.
Mohawk Valley 5, Glens Falls 1.
Visit the Daily Post and stay connected with the latest news, information, and events in the Mohawk Valley. Our mission is to generate interest in the area and connect residents in a more meaningful way by facilitating deeper conversations about how these stories will shape the future of the Mohawk Valley. Join thousands of weekly visitors who stay up to date with feature stories, interviews, videos, our event calendar, and print publication, the Mohawk Valley Express. It's about timely local news for the community, keeping citizens informed about important issues, telling about the people who live and work here, and giving locally owned businesses the opportunity to reach a very targeted audience of locals and tourists alike. It's a whole new form of media-rich content developed specifically for today's mobile lifestyle and listeners. You can download our iOS app in the iTunes Store, listen to our podcast, or sign up for our weekly email newsletter. Stop by today at thedailypost.digital. You'll be glad you did.
Leading off the top of the fifth for the Dragons, second baseman number 2 from Fairleigh Dickinson University at Teaneck, Ray Bandel.
And we are back for the top of the fifth inning. And here's Brady Fandel at the plate for Glens Falls. Big swing and a miss by Fandel, and count 0-1. So no balls and a strike here to Fandel. Keurig winds and delivers on the 0-1. Strike 2. So just like that, ahead in the count is Keurig on Fandel, 0-2. Keurig looks in and will deliver on the 0-2. And called strike 3. And Landau will come to the plate as Fandel not happy with that one.
Right fielder number 43 from Siena University, Alex Landau.
So here's Alex Landau with an out. And Landau struck a single on his first attempt here tonight, and he's going to face Matt Keurig here for the first time. Here's Keurig with the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. Keurig again looks in. Sets, winds, and delivers. And that one misses for ball 1. The count 1-1. 1 out, nobody on here. Top 5 Dogs, 5-1 lead. Keurig winds here and delivers on the 1-1. In the dirt, ball 2. So 2-1 to Alex Landau, the right fielder for Glens Falls. 2-1 pitch on its way from Keurig. And it's fouled off in the count now, 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Alex Landau, the batter, bottom of the order, 2-2. Ball hit to second base. Second baseman grabs it, and it's going to be out number 2. We go back to the top of the order as Giorgio Panapinto is now the batter for Glens Falls.
Center fielder number 3 from Iona College, Giorgio Panapinto.
So Giorgio Panapinto is the batter. He's 0 for 2. Flew out and grounded out has Panapinto, and he's going to step into the batter's box with nobody on and 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. Here's Keurig with a pitch. And nice pitch, but misses for ball 1. 1-0 the count. One 0 count. Here's the windup and the pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-1 now to Panapinto. Bunch of kids playing basketball on the courts here to the right of me. One and one. There's strike 2 in the count now. 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, not many other places you'll have a basketball game going on and baseball game going on and kids playing basketball right next door. 1-2 with 2 outs. There's the windup and the pitch. And that one is lifted to right field. And it's going to drop in for a foul ball. So just foul. So Potapinto will turn back around and go back to home plate. And give it another shot with a 1-2 count. One and two. Potapinto. After him, Jack Ploppert on deck. So 1-2 as the umpire cleans off home plate. And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And that one badly misses for ball 2. So 2-2 now the count. Two and two as Urich looks in. And he's going to wind and deliver on that 2-2 pitch with 2 outs. Here's the windup and the pitch. Swing and a miss. And that will do it for the top of the 5th. Score remains 5-1 Dogs.
After 4.5 innings, the score. Mohawk Valley.
We know pools. Garrity Pools and Spa are the experts in building and creating backyard memories for thousands of families. Garrity takes pride in offering only the highest quality in-ground Pacific pool and radiant above-ground pools that are built for upstate New York weather. Garrity offers only the best with BioGuard chemicals to keep your pool sparkling clean. Visit the professionals at Garrity Pools and Spa, 234 South Caroline Street, Herkimer, or GarrityPools.com.
And we are back, and Wesley Alfonso popped out to second base. Thank you for sticking by with us momentarily. So we are in the bottom of the 5th inning, 5-1 the score. Here is Valdez with a 0-1 count, and there is strike number 2. And the count 0-2 now. So no balls and 2 strikes here to Valdez Jr. Here's the windup and the pitch. Swing and a miss, and he will strike out with Valdez for out number 2.
Now by DiamondDawgs, third baseman number 29 from American International University, Aiden Streeter.
So here's Aiden Streeter for the Dogs. Streeter has walked and singled here tonight. And Billy Bartel still on the mound here for Glens Falls. He was starting pitcher. And that one is fouled off, I believe, 0-1. No balls and 1 strike, 2 outs. Here's the windup and the pitch. Ball hit hard to the third baseman. Makes the grab. Ends the inning. That was a smoker right at him. And that will end the inning, and it'll be 5-1 the score after 5.
Wake up and smell the sizzle at your local Burger King. Burger King is open for breakfast 7 days a week. Your mornings deserve the royal treatment. So dive in to try our delicious breakfast sandwiches, savor our savory hash browns, and wash it all down with a hot or iced coffee. Whether it's Monday or Sunday, we've got your breakfast cravings covered. Swing by BK today to have it your way. You rule at participating U.S. restaurants during breakfast hours.
At GPO, we understand every member's journey is unique. That's why our employees take the time to listen, understand, and deliver personalized solutions that fit your life. From budgeting to borrowing, we're with you every step of the way. Your journey, our commitment. GPO Federal Credit Union, committed to excellence.
Number 7 from Eckerd College.
And we're back. New pitcher on the mound for the Dogs is Nolan Gillis. So Nolan Gillis now pitching for the Dogs here in the top of the 6th. Gillis, a right-handed pitcher for Mohawk Valley. Update from the Oneonta-Boonville game. Oneonta winning that game 8-3. Here in Mohawk Valley, Dogs lead 5-1. And that is ball 1. There's the windup and pitch by Gillis. High. For ball 2, and the count now 2-0 to Jack Ploppert. Ploppert has singled and grounded out tonight. So Dogs sitting half game behind Oneonta for that final playoff spot. Right now, both teams are winning. 2 balls and 1 strike for the Dogs. They have one more game. That is tomorrow. They play Socrates in Socrates. And then for Oneonta. They play Amsterdam and Boonville one more time. So 2-2 now the count. So we can talk about a favorable schedule. I would say that's going to go to Oneonta, as Boonville has struggled throughout the year. So they play them twice, already winning tonight. They play them one more time, and then they play the mighty powerhouse in Amsterdam. Meanwhile, for the Dogs, they also play a tough team with the Stallions. So it's going to come down. It very well could come down to the final day. 3-2 now the count. And that one misses for ball 4. And Ploppert will take his base.
Now batting for the Dragons, third baseman number 20 from Towson University, Tay Robinson.
So Tay Robinson has walked and struck out looking here tonight. He comes to the plate with a runner on first and nobody out here in the top of the 6th inning. 10-3. Oneonta ahead. There's a little bunt. And, Gillis was right there to make the play, and he slipped on the infield grass. Oh, that's a tough one. And infield grass can get a little slick. And that is a hit.
Now batting for the Dragons, shortstop number 16 from UMass Lowell, Tyler McKillop.
So Tyler McKillop, who popped out and struck out, is now the batter. Runners on first and third. And here is Gillis with the windup and the pitch. Down low, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 5-1 the score here. Top 6. Dogs ahead. 1-0. Here's Gillis now with the windup and the pitch. Runner takes off. And here's the throw. And not in time. So 1 ball and 1 strike here to the batter, McKillop. Sorry, Tyler McKillop. He struck out and popped out. Nobody out. Runners in scoring position here for Glens Falls, 2nd and 3rd. Here's the windup and the pitch. And that ball popped up to center field. Center fielder is there. He's going to make the grab. Runner tags up. Here's the throw. And the run will score, but the runner will stay at second. The ball was thrown in at 3rd. They cut into that lead now, 5-2 with 1 out. After the pop out by McKillop. So Derek Diaz now the batter here for Glens Falls. Diaz has singled in his last at bat. Also popped out here tonight. So Nolan Gillis, the pitcher on the mound for the Dogs, has 1 out here. And a runner on second base. Runner takes off the 3rd. They're going to let him go. And that one misses down low. The count 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes. 1 out. One 1-0 pitch. And that's fouled off. The count 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike here to the batter, Derek Diaz. Diaz, the catcher for Glens Falls. One pitch. And that one misses, ball 2. Two balls and a strike. And that one misses for ball 3. And they count now 3-1 to Diaz. 3-1 count. Here's the pitch. And that's a base hit into center field. That's going to score another run. And the score now 5-3 Dogs. So Jack Rigabar.
27 from the Culinary Academy, Jack Rygabar.
So Jack Ragabar is the batter here. 5-3 the score here as Glens Falls making a run here in the top of the 6th. Here's the windup and the pitch. Down low. Ball 1. So a ball and no strikes to Rigabar. Gillis is ready and he's going to deliver. And that's a single out to left field. So another single puts another runner on here for Glens Falls with 1 out. So a single by Rigabar will bring up Rene Vega.
For the Dragons, extra hitter number 28 from Post University, Rene Vega.
So here is Vega still with just 1 out. And runners on first and second here for Glens Falls. Already 2 runs scored for the Dragons. Now they are down just 2, 5-3 here in the top of the 6th. So Vega steps into the box here with 1 out. Runners on first and second. Down 2, I'm sorry. They have scored 3 runs here, has Glens Falls. Gillis is ready, and he will wind and deliver. There's a ball on the count of 1-0. Oh, 1-0 count here to Vega. Gillis again looks in. And will deliver on the 1-0. That one misses for ball 2, and the count now 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes to Vega. Again, just 1 out here in the top of the 6th. 5-3 Dogs. Two-0 count. Here's the windup now and the pitch. And that ball hit out to the second baseman. He steps on the back, throws over to first, not in time. And that's good for out number 2. So they get the force out at second. And Vega will reach on the fielder's choice.
Now batting for the Dragons, left fielder number 4 from Sacred Heart, Will Rudolph.
So here's Will Rudolph with runners on the corners with 2 outs. And for Rudolph, he has struck out and singled tonight. Gillis looks over at the runner at first and delivers a pitch and is high and inside for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes with 2 outs. And there's a strike in the count, 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike with 2 outs here to Rudolph. 1-1 with 2 outs. And there is strike 2 in the count, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on the corners here for Glens Falls. Here's the pitch. And that one misses. Runner takes off, and he is going to steal second easily, uncontested. And the count 2-2 now. So Gillis needs 1 more strike here to get out of this inning. So Gillis looks in and will deliver now on the 2-2. And swing and a miss, and down goes Rudolph to end the inning. 2-run score, 5-3 Dogs lead. We head to the bottom of the 6th.
spring into action and get started on your home projects with Little Falls Lumber. Get your free estimate today for that project, big or small. Little Falls Lumber. They're always happy to help.
Stop by one of our 3 convenient locations and speak to one of our knowledgeable salesmen about your next project.
At NBT Bank, we know that this day starts with this one. This day starts with this one. Because no matter how unforgettable the extraordinary days are, there's a lot of every day that leads up to them. You can count on NBT Bank to help you get started. NBT Bank, it starts here.
And we are back. New pitcher on the mound for Glens Falls is Shane Gubert. So Ryan Payne is the batter. Shane Gubert, the pitcher. Bottom of the sixth, 5-3. Dogs ahead. Righty on the mound, and Gubert. Here's the pitch. And that one hits him. And he will take his base. Will Payne.
For your Dogs, catcher number 7 from Columbia University, Jaden Santiago.
So Jaden Santiago now the batter after Ryan Payne takes a little pain by getting hit by the pitch. And here is Jaden Santiago, who has grounded out and popped out here tonight. Runner on first. Here's the pitch. Shows bunt, and that almost hits him, or does it hit him? No, he backed up off of it, but it almost would have hit him. So 1 ball and no strikes here to Santiago. 1-0. Here's the windup now and the pitch. Again, shows bunt and pops that right up into the glove of the pitcher for out number 1. So attempted bunt does not go well for Santiago.
Center fielder number 4 from Fairfield University, Jake Hardy.
So back to the top of the lineup with Jake Hardy. So So Hardy at the plate with a runner on first base for the Dogs and a 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Dogs lead 5-3. And here is the pitch from Goober. Missing down low, ball 1. So 1-0 the count. Runner on first is Payne. They got to throw back there to make sure he stays close. Slides back easily and quickly. Does Payne. 1 ball, no strikes. And that is ball 2. So 2 balls and no strikes here to Hardy. Kyle Coleman on deck for the Dogs. Hardy facing a 2-0 count with 1 out. There's a strike in the count now, 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Goober looks in, picks up his sign, looks at the runner on first base, and looks like he's ready to go here with the 2-1. And that's fouled off, and the count even at 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dogs looking for some runs here if they gave up 2 in the top half of the 6th inning. And that lead now shrinks to 5-3, looking to increase it again here in the bottom half of the 6th. Swing and a miss, and that is strike 3 for out number 2 as Hardy goes down swinging.
Now batting for your Dogs, left fielder number 25 from Belmont University, Kyle Coleman.
So here's Kyle Coleman. And that ball is popped up high. Catcher looking for it. Can't find that at first, and now takes off, and too late. Can't grab it. And he slid into the dugout. And looks like everybody's all right. So the catcher and third baseman both went for it and took a dive into the dugout. And the count 0-1. Well, no balls and 1 strike, 2 outs. And they throw back to first base. Runner getting back quickly. And the count 0-1 to Coleman with 2 outs here. Goober delivers the pitch. And that is popped foul. The count now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Coleman. Coleman takes a few practice swings before he heads back into the batter's box to face Goober with an 0-2 count. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, two outs. Sorry, runner on first. 5-3 Dogs. Here's the windup and the pitch. Swing and a miss, and down goes Coleman to end the inning. And we head to the 7th. 5-3 Dogs.
Little Falls, New York combines the charms of a small town with the conveniences of a much larger city. Of course, you'd expect to find welcoming people, beautiful scenery, family-friendly activities, and plenty to do outdoors. But you might be surprised to find that Little Falls, New York also has an espresso bar, gem shop, art center, French restaurant, antique centers, local hospital, and extensive civic services and amenities. Not to mention homes both beautiful and affordable, nestled in a dramatic natural setting amongst steep hills that descend to the Mohawk River and Erie Canal. Little Falls, New York. It's a great place to spend a few days or a lifetime.
Fandle.
So we're back, and Brady Fandle is the batter here in the top of the 7th for Glens Falls. Dogs with a 5-3 lead. Gillis is the pitcher on the mound for the Dogs. And the first pitch is a ball, counting 1-0 from Nolan Gillis. So Brady Fandle has struck out and singled here tonight. Here's the pitch. Called strike, count 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Fandle here. Gillis looks in, winds and delivers. And there's strike 2 in the count now, 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. We're in the top of the 7th. Dogs lead 5-3. There's the windup and the 1-2. There's called strike 3. Fandle not happy, stomps his feet and walks away. That's the second time he has struck out looking tonight. Has Fandle, and Alex Landau now will come to the plate.
From Siena University, Alex Landau.
So here's Alex Landau. Landau, a left-handed batter for Glens Falls, facing the righty here in Gillis. 1 out, and the pitch misses inside and low for ball 1. 1-0. There's the windup and the pitch. And that ball hit to the second baseman, and he scoops it and throws over for out number 2. Just like that, quick 2 outs for the Dogs. And we go back to the top of the lineup with Giorgio Patapento. So Giorgio Patapento is now the batter for Glens Falls. So Patapento 0 for 3, pop out, ground out, and a strikeout. Here's Gillis now with the windup and the pitch to Patapento. That one misses, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. As Gillis goes to the rosin bag. Now back on top of the mound with a 1-0 count. Patapento at the plate. Here's the 1-0. And that's fouled off on the third base line. The count even at 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Patapento still not in the box. Taking a few practice cuts before he gets back in. And now back in the box, ready to go. 1-1 the count. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Outside. Ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. So we are winding down here. The final home game of the season for the Dogs. We are in the top of the 7th. Dogs have 1 more tomorrow on the road. There's a swing and a miss, 2-2. 1 more on the road in Saugerties. And then they got to wait and see what happens to determine where they'll be in the playoffs. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. And that one gets away and high and inside for ball 3, and the count now 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes as Gillis wants to get him here and the inning and bring his team to the bottom of the 7th with a 5-3 lead. Nobody on here in the top of the 7th. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Patapento with 2 outs. 3-2 pitch from Nolan Gillis. Here it is. And called strike 3, and that ends the inning. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Dogs lead 5-3.
Some people might think that the tire shop in Canajoharie only does tires. Nah, that's only their name. The tire shop does so much more. Oil changes, custom wheels, interstate batteries, computer wheel balancing, tire repair service and recapping, auto accessories, tire chains, ag bags, bale and net wrap, and much more. And when it comes to tires, the tire shop in Canajoharie also does so much more. Lawn and garden tires, off the road, backhoe, loader tires, log skidder, agricultural, ATV and UTV tires, and on the farm tire services. The tire shop is a multi-line new tire dealer. That means they're quite a a choice for top brand name tires for your car, truck, SUV, semi-tractor, and trailer, all at great prices. They're also a Goodyear national accounts and state contract pricing location. Financing available too. Find more information and a list of services at thetireshop.biz. Thetireshop.biz. Open Monday through Saturday, 8 to 6. Yes, Saturday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. The Tire Shop, 155 Erie Boulevard in Canajoharie.
And we're back. Jake Dolan is going to lead things off here for the Dogs on the bottom of the 7th with a 5-3 lead. So here is Dolan at the plate. Here's the windup and the pitch. And that ball hit right at the third baseman. Can't make the play for a base hit. And Dolan is safe at first. Brody Frecker now coming to the plate.
Number 19 from George Washington University, Brody Frecker.
So Brody Frecker, the batter here for the Dogs, with nobody out and runner on first is Dolan. 5-3 lead for the Dogs. Here is the windup now and the pitch by Huber. And there is a strike to count 0-1. So no balls and one strike. And back to first base goes Goober, and the runner slides back quickly in Dolan. So Brody Frecker at the plate, Wesley Alfonso on deck. 0-1 pitch, here it comes. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and that one gets away, and there's a stolen base for Dolan. So Decker with the 1-1 count here. And that might be the last train out of Little Falls. Maybe we'll have more. We're hoping for more. Hopefully we have a couple more trains to come through here. That means the Dogs are playing late in August. The train is ready. The train is docked and ready to go. 1-1. And there's ball 2. So 2 balls and a 1 strike. With a runner on the second base, that is Jake Dolan. At the plate, Brody Frecker. 2-1. Here's the pitch. High and inside, ball 3. And we're struggling right here with Brody Frecker at the plate and Wesley Alfonso on deck. Dogs need more runs here. Down, up 5-3. Got to add more insurance runs as we get late in this game. And there's ball 4. And Frecker will take his base.
Now batting for your Dogs, first baseman number 38 from American International University, Wesley Alfonso.
So here's Wesley Alfonso for the Dogs. Alfonso doubled, also popped out and grounded out here tonight. And he's got a big opportunity here for the Dogs with the runners on first and second. And nobody out here in the bottom of the 7. Dogs lead 5-3. And Alfonso shows bunt, pulls it back, ball gets away, and runners in scoring position now for the Dogs. So costly mistakes there by Glens Falls has allowed the Dogs to get in scoring position. And the count 1-0 to Alfonso. Roberto Valdez on deck. So 1-0 now the count. Here's Goober now with the pitch. And there's a strike in the count 1-1. So infielders both playing in. Actually, all 4 infielders playing in. Playing on the grass, expecting a bunt here. Runners on second and third. Nobody out. Alfonso at the plate with a 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. And that one misses. Ball 2. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Glens Falls playing in, expecting a bunt. So far, the only time he's shown bunt is in that first pitch. And the pitch got by everybody. The runners moved to scoring position, and you haven't seen him put down the bunt situation yet since then. So Glens Falls playing it cautious. They know if they back up, he's going to put a bunt right down and score a run. 2-1. Here's the pitch. And that's fouled off in the count now, 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2-2 here to Alfonso. Again, runners on second and third. Dogs looking to put up some runs here. Up 5-3 in the bottom of the 7th. Nobody out. Here's the pitch. Called. Strike 3. As that was a curveball that caught him off guard.
Now batting for your DiamondDawgs, second baseman number 6 from St. John's University, Roberto Valdez Jr.
So here's Roberto Valdez Jr. Infield staying, still playing on the grass here with 1 out. Valdez Jr. awaits the pitch here. Here it is. And swing and a miss as Valdez was looking to whack that ball. 0-1 now. A base hit here would score a bunch of runs for the Dogs. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Valdez Jr. awaiting pitch number 2. And another swing and a miss in the count now, 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Here to Valdez Jr. Oh and 2. Goober sets now. Winds and delivers on the 0-2. And that one probably saved a run to the catchers. That ball was wild, and he just stuck his glove out. That ball just found a way in the mitt. If it didn't, a run would have scored for the Dogs. 1-2. So Valdez Jr. at the plate, trying to put the ball in play here. 1-2 the count with 1 out. Runners on second and third. Dogs with a 2-run lead. And that ball hit to the shortstop, and they got him between the rundown between third and home, and thrown out at home. And fielder's choice, the runner ends up at second. And again, no runs scored. As Valdez hit that ball to the shortstop who was playing in, he grabbed the ball, went home with it, and they caught the runner between the rundown.
From American International University, Aiden Streeter.
So Aiden Streeter now looking to bring those runners home at second and third. Doesn't want to leave them there here in the bottom of the 7th. We'll get you an update from the Oneonta Boonville game. I think it's 10-3 last time we checked. 11-3, Oneonta ahead, top of the 6th. And there is a strike in the count, 0-1. So that game ends the way we expect it to. The Dogs need to win here to stay pace, a half game behind in 5th place with that final spot, trying to get to the 4th spot by the end of the season. That one's high, ball 1 in the count, 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. You couldn't ask for more exciting baseball as you get to the final 2 games of the season, and the teams are separated by a half game. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the windup and the pitch. In the dirt, and doesn't get far enough away for the runner to come home. And the count now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike here to Streeter. He has grounded out, walked, and singled tonight. 2-1 with 2 outs. Here's the windup now and the pitch from Goober. Called strike 2 in the count now, 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. As Goober trying to get out of this inning without allowing any runs. Dogs don't want to strand him here at second and third. 2-2 pitch coming to Streeter. Here's the windup and the pitch. Swing and a miss, and the Dogs strand the runners. Big opportunity missed here for the Dogs. 5-3 the score, top of the 8th coming up.
If you are looking for some shopping and dining, head on over to Canal Place, where you will find quaint shops, galleries, restaurants, and inns situated in the old mill buildings and storefronts along the waterfront of Canal Place. They've become known as the happening place for the arts in the Mohawk Valley. Not so long ago, many of these buildings were working mills serving the garment industry. Even today, after conversion to service retail space, many of these rugged but lovely structures speak to our great regional manufacturing heritage. If you're looking for fine arts, entertainment, or antiques, you simply must pay a visit to Canal Place.
For the Glens Falls Dragons, designated hitter number 7 from Akron College, Jack Plopper.
So Jack Plopper will lead things off here in the top of the 8th for Glens Falls. And for Mohawk Valley, we have a new pitcher on the mound. That's Caden Wells. So Caden Wells, the right-hander, now pitching for the DiamondDawgs here in the top of the 8th. Dogs hanging on with a 2-run lead. Here's the pitch. And that's popped foul in the count, 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. Plopper back in the box. He struck out looking earlier, walked, grounded out, and singled here tonight. 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. And that one misses for ball 1 in the count now, 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Plopper. It'll be Plopper, then Tay Robinson, and Tyler McKillop. That's the 2, 3, 4 hitters in the lineup. And big swing and a miss there, and the count 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Plopper. And he will come back into the batter's box after walking away for a second. 1-2. Caden Wells looking for another strike here to strike him out and get out number 1 here in the top of the 8th. There's the windup and the pitch. That misses, ball 2, and the count now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Caden Wells looking in, ready to go. 2-2 pitch. There he comes. That ball hit past the pitcher for a base hit for Plopper.
Now batting for the Dragons, third baseman number 20 from Towson College, Tay Robinson.
So here's Tay Robinson. Robinson, a right-handed batter to face the righty in Caden Wells. Runner on first base here for Glens Falls. Here is Robinson at the plate. And the windup and the pitch. Runner takes off. Here's the throw. Not in time. And the count 1-0. So runner now on second base for Glens Falls. Okay, Glens Falls trying to play spoiler here. 1-0 count. And then it's popped foul on the count 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike here to Tay Robinson. Following Robinson, Tyler McKillop is on deck for Glens Falls. Runner on second, Caden Wells looking in. Glances at the runner at second, not being held on. And taking a pretty generous lead. And here's a pitch. And that is hit into left field. And that'll put runners on first and second here for Glens Falls.
Now batting for the Dragons, shortstop number 16 from UMass Lowell, Tyler McKillop.
So Tyler McKillop now will come to the plate. So here's McKillop with a runner on the second base and 1 out. That one misses high. 1-0 now to McKillop. Pitch on its way here shortly, soon. Here it is. And there's a strike in the count, 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 out. McKillop, the batter, with a runner on second. 1 out. Here's the pitch. And that one hits him. And that'll put a runner on first and second here for Glens Falls.
For the Dragons, catcher number 30 from Lemoyne College, Derek Diaz.
So that'll bring up Derek Diaz. Diaz with the runners on first and second. And 1 out, down 2 here in the top of the 8th. And that one misses for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes to Diaz. Caden Wells, the pitcher. 1-0 count. Here is Wells now with the pitch. In the dirt, ball 2. So 2 balls and no strikes, 1 out here. Derek Diaz. And they're going to go out to the mound to talk to the pitcher. Oh, 2-0 count to Derek Diaz. Diaz has singled twice tonight and popped out. They are down 2 here in the top of the 8th inning. So 2 balls and no strikes here to Diaz with 1 out. Here's the 2-0. Runner takes off. Here's the throw to third. Not in time. And a runner now on third base. and second. So second and third here, and a 2-1 count. So 2 balls and a strike here to Diaz with the 1 out. Wells delivers the pitch, and then it's fouled off, and the count now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Derek Diaz. Big at bat for Glens Falls. Also a big pitch here for Caden Wells. 2-2 with 1 out. Runners on second and third. Dogs hanging on to a 2-run lead here in the top of the 8th. Playoffs are on the line. Here's the windup and the pitch from Wells. Swing and a miss for strike 3 and out number 2. So big strikeout there from Caden Wells.
First baseman number 27 from the Culinary Academy, Jack Rigabar.
So here's Jack Rigabar. And Rigabar has runners on second and third with 2 outs. Caden Wells looking to grab 1 more out here and bring his team to the bottom of the 8th with a 2-run lead. That one misses, ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes to Rigabar. Again, runners on second and third here. Glens Falls knocking on the door. That one's fouled off, and the count 1-1. So a ball and a strike here to Rigabar. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. 5-3 Dogs ahead. 1-1. Here's Wells. And that's fouled off, and the count now 1-2. So Wells needs 1 more strike to get his team to the bottom of the 8th with a 2-run lead. Rigabar steps in. Wells is ready, looking in. Runners on second and third with 2 outs. 1-2 count. Here's Wells with the windup and the pitch. That one misses inside, and the count even at 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes here. 2-2 pitch. Here it is. And it's popped foul. And out of play. So 2-2, the count remains here as Wells looking to put him down here. Meanwhile, Rigabar looking to keep battling at the plate. So 2-2. Wells back on the rubber. Rigabar in the box. He's facing a 2-2 count with 2 outs. Runners on second and third, down 2. Here is Wells looking for the strikeout. And that ball hit at the second baseman. Can't make the play. He knocked it down. And a run scores for Glens Falls, and now 5-4. So runners on first and third. That ball went right past the pitcher. The pitcher almost got a glove on it. Second baseman grabbed, knocked it down. Didn't have time to make the throw. So Rene Vega, who is at the plate, reached on the fielder's choice his last time up. He's got runners on the corners here, down just 1. They go back to first base. Runner slides back quickly is Rigabar. Well, 5-4 now. That Dogs lead is getting slimmer. Home plate umpire cleans off home plate. And with 2 outs, here is Vega. Wells is ready, delivers the pitch. And there's a strike. The count 0-1 now to Vega. No balls and 1 strike to Vega. Runners on the corners for Glens Falls. Tying run for Glens Falls is at third base. Go-ahead run is at first. 0-1. Here's the pitch. And that one misses for ball one, and the count 1-1. So a ball and a strike here to Vega. Wells looks in, winds and delivers. Puts it down low for ball two. So 2 balls and a strike as Wells steps off the rubber. Goes for a little walk before he's going to jump back on the top of the mound. So Caden Wells takes a deep breath, gets back on the mound with a 2-1 count to Vega at the plate. He's got runners on the corners here with 2 outs. There's the pitch. And that ball is popped up to right field. Right fielder's there. And he will make the grab to end the inning. No 1 run scores. And the score now 5-4 Dogs. Head to the bottom of the 8th.
Hey fans, tell the world you are here at Veterans Memorial Park watching your Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs. Share your experiences, connect with other fans, and gain behind-the-scenes access to your favorite team. For more information, visit mvdiamonddogs.com or like us on Facebook or follow us on Instagram and Twitter.
The bottom of the 8th for your Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs. Shortstop, number 27 from Fairfield University, Ryan Payne.
And we are back for the bottom of the 8th. Ryan Payne will lead things off here for the Dogs. It'll be Ryan Payne, Jaden Santiago, and then we go back to the top of the order with Jake Hardy. So there's a broken bat, and ball is hit to the third baseman. Makes the play. The bat is shattered. And 1 out here for the Dogs.
Now batting for your Dogs, catcher number 7 from Columbia University, Jaden Santiago.
So Jaden Santiago now the batter here for Mohawk Valley. Dogs want to add some more runs to that 5-4 lead before they head to the top of the 9th. So here's Santiago with 1 out. There's the windup and the pitch. And there's a strike in the count, 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike, 1 out to Santiago. 5-4 score. Dogs are ahead. And the count now 0-2 to Santiago. So no balls and 2 strikes. And there is ball 1 in the count, 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And there is ball 2 in the count now, 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here is the windup. Oh, no windup and no pitch as he steps off. 2-2. Here's the windup and the pitch. Down low for ball 3. So 3 balls and 2 strikes here with 1 out to Santiago. Three-two pitch now on its way. And that ball gets past the diving shortstop. He knocked that ball down, and it just died on him. And that's a single for Santiago.
Center fielder number 4 from Fairfield University, Jake Hardy.
So we go back to the top of the lineup with Jake Hardy here for the Dogs here in the bottom of the 8th with 1 out. Dogs with a 1-run lead here. Here's Hardy now at the plate with a runner on first base. There's the windup, the pitch. Outside and low, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to Hardy. Runner on first base, taking a short lead, being held on. 1-0 count. Here's the pitch. And that one misses for ball 2 to Hardy in the count 2-0. Goober, the pitcher, on the mound for Glens Falls. So 2-0 here. And they throw back to first base. Runner gets back quickly. Here's the pitch, and that one misses for ball 3 in the count, 3-0. 12-5 is the score. If you're paying close attention to the Oneonta-Boonville game, Oneonta ahead. They also have a half-game lead on that final playoff spot. And that one in the dirt for ball. I thought it was ball 4. Nope, that's strike 1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Stolen base, so runner on second base here for the Dogs with 1 out. 3-1 here to Hardy. Goober is set and ready to deliver on the 3-1 pitch. And there's ball 4, and now runners on first and second here for the Dogs.
Now batting for your Dogs, left fielder number 25 from Belmont University, Kyle Coleman.
So here's Kyle Coleman, always a dangerous bat. 7 home runs on the season for Kyle Coleman. And trip out to the mound. Nobody warming up in the bullpen. So this is just a chat with the pitcher. So 1 out on the board here for the Dogs in the bottom of the 8th. It is a 5-4 game. The Dogs lead. They've got runners on first and third, and the dangerous Kyle Coleman at the plate. We've seen it before. Coleman can change everything with the swing of a bat. Dogs need it here as Oneonta leading in their game 12-5. So should they go on to win that game, they will hang on to that half-game lead. But the Dogs got to take care of business here first.
Batter number 25, the left fielder from Belmont University, Kyle Coleman.
So here's Kyle Coleman for the Dogs with the runners on first and second. Just a 1-run lead here for the Dogs. And they badly would love some extra runs here to go into the top of the 9th. Here's the pitch coming to Coleman. And Coleman fouls that one off in the count 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike here to Coleman. No balls and 1 strike, 1 out. Here's the pitch. In the dirt. And the count 1-1. A ball and a strike. To Kyle Coleman, also known as KC here by his teammates. 1-1, 1 out. Here's the windup now and the pitch. Down low, ball 2. So 2 balls and a strike to Coleman. Runners on first and second for the Dogs. 1-run lead. Bottom 8. 1 out. 2-1 the count here to Coleman. Uber sets, wind and deliver now with the 2-1. And that is fouled off in the count 2-2. Well, 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. Coleman battling at the plate here for the Dogs. Battling for playoff livelihood. 2-2. Here's the pitch. And that one is popped foul and out of play. That's a souvenir for our dedicated fans here in the crowd. So the count here to Coleman is 2-2, as he is a tough at bat, as he's not going to go down easily with the runners on first and second with 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. 2-2. Here's the windup and the pitch from Goober. In the dirt, stop by the catcher. Big stop. 3-2. Well, Coleman steps far away from the batter's box before he wanders back in. 3-2 the count. Big pitch coming up here from Goober. Big at bat here for the DiamondDawgs. Here's the pitch. And that ball hit to the second baseman. He steps on the bag, goes over to first, and they got him. A double play to end the inning. Now we're going to head to the top of the 9th, a 5-4 game. Dogs looking to finish it off here. Top of the 9th coming up.
Visit the Daily Post and stay connected with the latest news, information, and events in the Mohawk Valley. Our mission is to generate interest in the area and connect residents in a more meaningful way by facilitating deeper conversations about how these stories will shape the future of the Mohawk Valley. Join thousands of weekly visitors who stay up to date with feature stories, interviews, videos, our event calendar, and print publication, the Mohawk Valley Express. It's about timely local news for the community, keeping citizens informed about important issues, telling about the people who live and work here, and giving locally owned businesses the opportunity to reach a very targeted audience of locals and tourists alike. It's a whole new form of media-rich content developed specifically for today's mobile lifestyle and listeners. You can download our iOS app in the iTunes Store, listen to our podcast, or sign up for our weekly email newsletter. Stop by today at thedailypost.digital. You'll be glad you did.
All right, fans, top of the 9th. Here we go. So here is Rudolph here in the top of the 9th. And they are down 1. Dogs looking to put this thing away. And before we sign off tonight, let's make sure we say thank you to everybody out there who's listening. As always, sending a wave. If you feel the love throughout the airwaves. We thank everybody who tunes in this year throughout the season. We really do appreciate it. And even though we don't actually get to meet you sometimes, we get to know you a little bit, right? We joke around, we have a good time, and we hope you enjoy it. And it's been fun, but hopefully we keep going. We're not done just yet here. No balls and 2 strikes to Rudolph. Will Rudolph, that is. And I have to say, Rudolph, The red-nosed dragon. No balls and 2 strikes. And that is ball 1. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Rudolph. And called strike 3. There is out number 1. So 2 more outs needed for the Dogs here.
Second baseman number 2 from Fairleigh University at Teaneck, Brady Fandel.
So here's Brady Fandel, who has struck out looking twice tonight and singled the first time, but both last times up he was left at the plate. Left at the altar, as they say, right? Here's the pitch. And that one misses for ball 1 to Fandel. And the count 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. And that one is fouled off on the count 1-1. A 1 ball and 1 strike. A 1-1 count here to Fandel with Wells on the mound. 1 out here for Glens Falls. And that one misses for ball 2, and the count now 2-1 to Fandel. 2 balls, 1 strike. Wells sets, winds, and delivers. Swing and a miss for strike 2. 1 more strike needed from Wells. And we'd have 2 outs here for Glens Falls. So 2-2. As Wells looks in and will deliver on the 2-2. Called strike 3, and Fandel left at the altar 3 times in a row.
Now that in for your Dragons, for the Dragons, right fielder number 43 from Seattle University, Alex Landau.
So bottom of the batting order here for Glens Falls. Alex Landau will come to the plate. 1 for 3 on the evening is Landau. He singled, grounded out twice. Down 1, 2 outs. Dogs down to 1 out they need here to finish this thing off. As Oneonta leading their game 12-5. That game still ongoing. And they are in the top of the 6th. 1 ball and 1 strike. With 2 outs. Here's Wells to Landau. And it's fouled off. So down to their final strike here. Dogs need 1 more strike. And if they can get this strike here, they at least, at a minimum, would stay a half game back, depending on the outcome of the game in Oneonta. Right now, they're winning that game 12-5. Swing and a miss, and that'll do it. The Dogs win this one 5-4. And we have to wait and see what happens between Oneonta and Boonville. But right now, Oneonta is winning that game. So if all stands, the Dogs will remain a half game out with 1 game left to be played tomorrow. So they'll be playing tomorrow at Saugerties. Make sure you watch our Facebook page and watch our social media accounts to stay tuned to see what happens if the Dogs can make the playoffs. And if they are, we'll be back on the air as soon as they are. Have a great night, fans. And if this is it, thanks for listening. Have a good night.
We're out on the field and we're ready to play. We're all suited up, we got a game today. We're gonna play fast and we're gonna play hard, gonna knock that ball right out of the yard. So don't just sit there like a bump on a log. Let me hear you holler now, let's go Dogs! We got a guy on third, nobody out. It's time to stand up, yes, it's time to shout. We're playing some ball and we're having some fun. Come on, boys, let's score that run. So don't just sit there like a bump on a log. Let me hear you holler now, let's go Dogs! field and we're ready to play. We're all suited up, we got a game today. We're gonna play fast and we're gonna play hard. Gonna knock that ball right out of the yard. So don't just sit there like a bump on a log. Let me hear you holler now. Let's go, Dogs! 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 Don't just sit there like a bump on a log. Let me hear you holler now. Let's go, Dogs!